Hello, this is Gerald Tuavara. These videos are meant to realize as quickly as possible how to realize also the letters within words, how well they also describe the things that are described with them. And there's one difficulty there is that you cannot be certain of the positions all the time. You cannot be certain of the formation process all the time. You cannot be certain of the directions that it's going all the time. Or you do not see actually where you are at the right time and place actually at that moment that you hear these things. The way of thinking with the 1, 2, 3 options of choosing letters, also choosing associations, making associations, is one of 1/3 of certainty, 1/3 of uncertainty, and 1/3 of a choice actually. And this way of thinking is different than a theory that you have to learn and that you say it's always like that and it's always this way and it looks like that very clearly. With words, they are describing things, they are going towards things. So that makes it a little bit more difficult that only 1/3, which is the category underneath, 1/3 is about positions and about formation process and so on, and it can be focused within one go, within one space of orientation with a fixed objective there. You will be able to find positions more or less also, because there's also relative. It's the 1, 2, 3 options are there all the time. So you make a choice. You say, okay, I just choose what I know, and I follow that up, and let's see where it goes to. There's only also there in every position. There's also in one of 3 positions. It's absolutely certain. That's a real clear thing. So we have to realize that the method itself is also something that has to be learned in a way that you have to have that perspective in a spontaneous way, just like we spontaneously make associations in a logic that is not going from before and after just like that, but also follows in improvisation, in an intuitive way, things that might be so in 1/3 of the options. And so we're going to include also the uncertainties, and the way of thinking will also include uncertainties so that you can switch more easily to what you need and adapt to what you need. The first letters are really picked out only what we recognize. Actually, that is basically what we do. Or we follow the things up and then we follow what we see, or we adapt to what we learn, and we need to adapt to actually what the reality is at that moment. It's this constant balancing out, which is something that needs to be done spontaneously. But nevertheless, the theory has very strong positions, strong directions, and a bit more difficult is the framing itself. But okay, we'll go to that. Actually, we switch quite quickly from one option, the positions, to the other option, directions, or to the other option, orientation. And that's what we're going to do. And first, we do it a little bit loosely. And I describe actually street and see what are the possibilities to find out what the street is, and then have a little bit more resume to it so that we can go more to the quick, correct association from one letter to the next letter. The letter S is from the last category, so it's this 1, 2, 3 option. What does it mean, a 1, 2, 3 option? It does mean that we do not see the thing immediately before us as an objective. That's already that uncertainty. We do not see immediately in what direction everything is going. So the 1, 2, 3 option is looking for where is it and when do we have it and how is it behaving, and that's how we're going to find out the vagueness in there, which has not a clear beginning, not a clear ending, still has an ability there for us in our improvisations, that we can sense it, the S from sensing. So you don't see the borders, you do not see the borders of water, you do not see the borders of the material, but you can sense the material, you can sense it with your sensitivity, like in the letter S. And in total is actually, it has a wide range outwardly to actually almost to infinity. It goes as wide as it can, but we try to find a focus within we can work with, and that's what we're first going to do with the letter S. We're going to try to have a focus. The next letter will be our focus, the letter T. There is it. You can find it in my system there. You have the letter T. It's a little bit up. It's in space, and there we have it. So within our big scope, there will be that localization, because the first 9 letters are about localization. We have a localization in space with the T. So first the global orientation, then a localization when we found the T. So what are we going to do with that localization? We're going to connect it with R. This connection is basically always in my system, it is finding a rhythm of feedback, because there the feedback will have a counter feedback in the end, so that we will have an intercommunication in it. So we will find the feedback in our localization as a focus, connecting to the localization, only to find that rhythm of feedback in it. The next letters with street will open it up, will open that space actually a little bit up in A, written as A, so in a timing where we have some timing, or we will take some time for it, but it's also pronounced as E. The A written down is that timing with a double A. It is timings, so there will be timings involved in our involvement into that localization, where we'll connect to it with going towards it and going away from it. And this is connected with E sound, which is that region within A, the region which says, okay, I can also insert certain ideas, also whatever. I can insert the needs that I have inside this localization, that I can do something there. I can, whatever that is, there will be place and time for it. The place and time will be at the right time and place to place it there as well. Could it not be easier to also have the forms that you usually have with the letters, like the S is not just that global thing, orientation, it's also this going towards that localization with this S form. Yes, you can do that, but then I have to work a little bit different and explain it also better. And now you will have the quick focus, what we will do. What is the S actually? So the S, no clear beginning, no clear ending, and then from that global vision, a localization of what we can sense. So of course this can be explained or designed with this S form, but it's not about form, but because the forms are in minor importance. The first 9 letters are about formings, the next 9 letters about directions. This is about the framing. So of course we can go towards it, we can sense it, but it can be anywhere from a diagonal sense as well. It can be from anywhere, from the right to the left, or the left to the right, or going away, or even coming from somewhere. All these diagonal visions, they match. They all match with the letter S. We can sense it. It can come from all directions. It's from a global vision into a localization. And so the forms are minor, but in general, you can understand them that they are fitting to it because we know where to look at. And with the T, it gives it a localization that no, we're going to localize it. It's at a certain point where we localize it. It starts from S, so we know no clear beginning or ending, to anywhere, where we connect to, from beginning to end, where we connect to from a beginning to a end, and then with a certain space between it as well. The E is going to provide that space where we can have access to. The A will give that a time from one point in a localization to another point, also as a localization, where we insert actually our activity. So here we have the street, it's coming from here. So that's the mindset that you go very quickly when you would associate the letters as a quickly finding an orientation somewhere. Nevertheless, I should still add an extra idea when we quickly choose options of certainty, uncertainty and adaptation. The categories of the letters here also says a lot of things that will make our vision different. Namely, it starts with S, which is vague in beginning, so with a little bit unknown how big it is or how far it is as well. You don't know that beforehand. But the T, also in my system, it's in the middle there, is about a certainty. It has a certain start and it has a certain ending. That's where you can see the beginning of the street and the ending of the street, and the A, which connects also all of it, is also within that middle category, a certainty. So there are the things that are based upon certainties. The S, how they will fit into the system, into the plan, and so on, is unclear, and it can be anywhere and adaptive to what is needed at the right time and place, let's say. And these connections also that you make are also open in structure and so on. So in that way, all the letters in language, again, this is a very good example, are a combination of just 1/3 of it is certain. The rest of it you just fit in according to what is needed at the right time and moment, as you can also see in this example. So this video was also meant as an example for people who sometimes might have doubt while being confronted with this theory that every letter has something that you can count on and that is describing something very clearly. Also will have to deal with that aspect of uncertainty and so on. That's what also is best actually for making definitions. A definition of street. A street might have a straight beginning, a strong beginning, a strong ending, a connection which is always there. But where you have them, the streets, how they behave themselves into the contextual frame and how we connect to them and so on, that's an open factor. Also, these open factors are part of the definitions, and that's why if you would count too much on, how is the form exactly like that, you cannot make it like that. But understanding the full theory in what is an open aspect, what do you need to fill in with the right things in time and space, or what is exactly that something that you have in your hand, and what are the directions that are shown, are all actually very well defined and should be clear. Learning them to switch so quickly from the open aspects to the closed elements, that's something that still might need some time for some people So I hope these videos will help, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know. Thanks again for watching. Bye.